Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just kidding. Yes, I did. I positioned the tripod and started the video. I was just meditating, and a message came through that I wanted to share with you all. And that is about strengthening your own intuition to be able to be sensitive and aware of important dates for you, as opposed to following somebody online and being told what those important dates are or things going on behind the scenes. Hey Amara, hey Rob, how's it going? I hope you're having a great morning. So, what does this look like? I think an example from my life is when the pandemic first started, I was in all of these Facebook forums that were talking about like QAnon. There's so much talk about an internet blackout, and I got so revved up for it. Like, I was ready for this internet blackout. I told my roommates about it. Like, I was geared up. I was excited about this internet blackout. And it started to travel throughout the spiritual community, and everybody would talk about this internet blackout coming up. So I thought this was like sure thing, like we're definitely gonna have this internet blackout. And time goes on, no internet blackout. An even more dramatic case of this woman had, maybe like 3 million people in this Facebook group, and she would just continuously post things about the economy collapsing and people's credit being dissolved and everybody going to universal basic income. And I mean, when you think of out of a group of 1 million people, how many people probably took that to heart and could have run up their credit card bills, could have truly counted on that to happen because of their faith in this woman. And I'm not trying to take away from what she was saying, because if that's what she felt was true, then that's her truth, and sure. But I think the most important thing for us at this time is strengthening our own intuition so that we're not relying on somebody else telling us these intangible truths of what could or couldn't happen. I think it's really important that right now at this time, I know December 21st right now is this big date that everybody's talking about, and it kind of creates this sensation of like, what's gonna happen on December 21st? So you create like a little bit of pandemonium in your own life because you have expectations around this big date. And there's definitely a lot of truth to astrological things happening and going on. But I have found that in my lifetime, these things are much more subtle and nuanced than like your life making a dramatic pivot and 180-degree turn and aliens coming back in one single day. Hey Dominique, it's so good to see you. And I feel like we wake up expecting those things to happen on those big dates. I think a great recent example was with the election. Like, everybody thought there was going to be so much turmoil, and I'm not saying it's been fluid and peaceful, but there's definitely, thank God, has not been the riots or like the universal chaos that everybody predicted. I'm gonna turn on my bedroom light real quick. BRB. Oh man, it was so bright when we started this stream. So, that's it. I really just, it came across my mind today while I was meditating to share that with everybody, because I think it's much more important that we rely on our own intuition than get caught up in the adrenaline loop of listening to what other people are saying online or conspiracy theories. There's definitely always an element of holding what resonates with you. At the same time, I think it's very easy for us to get involved in this cycle of finding the most exciting news and kind of envisioning that to happen instead of what's a subtle change I can make to my life that can take advantage of the astrological energy that's happening on December 21st or whatever day it could be. Because there's definitely truth to astrology and energies being more favorable at certain times, whether that's to make a change or maybe there's definitely a new opportunity that comes into your life around that time, and that's the change that they're talking about. It's not aliens coming down and this earthquake happening and a portal opening. Like, that would be some crazy shit, and if that happens on December 21st, feel free to write like I told you so or whatever you want. But in my experience, that isn't always the case, and we can end up a little disappointed on those big days when nothing quote unquote crazy happens. So some ideas for how to strengthen your own intuition so that you can really be sensitive to the things that are important for yourself would be meditating. That is so huge. I, to this day, do like 20-minute guided YouTube meditations in the morning. I've been really into Joe Dispenza. He has some great morning meditations. And then other than that, just search in YouTube guided meditations and look for things that the voice does not drive you crazy, because there's a lot of different voices out there and everybody has one that fits with them. I know Michael Seeley has a lot, and there's like the mindfulness movement or something like that. Anyways, so many resources out there. There's also ways you can meditate without a YouTube video, but if you're new to it, I would definitely suggest a guided meditation. That's still to this day, after like 3 years of practicing, what I use. Another way, unplugging. So as fun and as adrenaline cycling as it is to tune into those channels that are talking about like making predictions and saying what's going on behind the scenes that we can't see, like, as productive as those videos seem at the time, I have, in my experience, turned them off and felt like revved up with nothing to do, like revved up with no outlet. And that's very unproductive energy, because you're just in this cycle at that time, and you're giving yourself a stimulus that is not coming from the internal. And most of the time, the internal is very subtle. So when we meditate and we take away the stimulus, that's when we are able to tune into those nuanced perceptions that come up, those nuanced like internal knowings that are just inspired out of nowhere. Like, that's what we want to be listening to. It's not some YouTube celebrity predicting what's going to happen on December 21st. And I would say probably the same thing for TikTok. Sorry. Having a yoga practice is also great. I really love booty yoga for this. I find that there's like a point in a booty yoga class where my mind chatter just shuts off, and I feel submitted to what I have to do, or submissive to what I have to do. It's a very tough workout, but it's meditative in the fact that you put your mind aside and you do it. And then once that happens, you're having so much fun that it just becomes this really special practice where you forget everything that's on the outside world. So if you're interested in trying that, I teach a class Fridays at 10:30 a.m. online. I would love to lead you through the practice. And breath work as well. For me, that has been something that it's an active meditation. So where meditation can be hard for some people, or they feel like they can't meditate because they can't sit still, breath work is a really great solution for that. I also find that it takes me deeper into that state of knowing, that state of like connection, whereas when I'm meditating, it might be like a subtle message that comes through. With breath work, it feels like my intuition being like, yo, this is what you need to do, listen up. And it feels very clear and loud, and more of like an epiphany or a breakthrough than where just like a fleeting thought that comes up, if that makes sense. I teach a breathwork class Mondays, 6:45 p.m. at Squatch Fitness. It's yoga and breathwork. So 2 birds, 1 stone, super fun. I also have a virtual retreat coming up, and just in general, all of my practices are designed to connect you with your intuition, because that's what I'm looking for whenever I practice. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the things that connect me with that state of knowing inside of myself. I used to do this restorative yoga class, and like, I swear to goodness, messages from the universe would just come up all the time and that's the experience that I'm trying to give to other people, because so often we look to outside sources to tell us the answer, when it's more about tuning in to the knowing within ourselves. In Kundalini Yoga, we start the practice and open up saying Ang Namo Gurudev Namo, and that means I bow in honor to the teacher within. So that tunes us in and connects us to our own internal knowing, instead of looking for somebody else to tell us how to feel or what to think. Hey Jen, hey Simon, hope you're having a great morning. But yeah, my virtual retreat is coming up at the end of this month, December 27th. We're going to be doing some vision boarding. We're going to do some breath work and Kundalini Yoga. So if you're interested in taking a 3-hour chunk of time to strengthen your intuition, I would love to talk more about it with you. I hope you're having a really great day, and yeah, keep living your best life. It's really exciting to be alive right now. Crazy times, right? Have a good day.